I think that's
so
good.
with that being said, you're talking about something known as traditional gender roles, right? That's something that you co-sign on.
Yeah.
Only into the last, 30, 40 years with modern feminism and fourth wave feminism has the traditional gender role sort of changed, right? We have a clip here. By the way, do we have any Andrew Tate fans in the house? Anyone? Anyone? Any Tate fans whatsoever? Have you ever done any content with Tate before, you guys?
I think maybe once or twice.
Once or twice?
He doesn't watch the show. He doesn't watch the show.
Or 12, I don't know.
Okay.
15.
Just a couple times. So we're fans of Tate around here. Speaking of traditional gender roles, Nat, you got this clip with Tate? Volume up, please.
You're thinking of men and women as men and women have completely different roles in society. We have completely different attributes, completely different advantages. We go through life in completely different ways. You can't compare us as an equal. You wouldn't consider men and women equal in 99% of situations where men are expected to perform. You would not consider yourself an equal if you're rolling with your boy and a guy rolled up and you're trying to hurt you. You'd expect your man to fight, right? That's a man's job. You can't say we're equal when it suits you and we're not equal when it doesn't suit you. We are not the same. We are not the same. It's the reality of the world. We're not the same. And the reason women, even though they have unlimited options, are not running out here sleeping with a new dude every single day is because they won't sleep with a man they don't have at least some degree of feeling for. That's the difference. You will have some feelings for somebody you would sleep with. I promise you, a dude can sleep with a chick and she can get in a car crash and he won't give a fuck. I'm telling you, that's the game. That's the difference. You think you're...
That's true.
That's facts.
Cold hard facts right there.
Facts,
so,
though, yeah.
Two-part question. Tate, thoughts on what's happened with him these days?
He's 100% innocent. Everybody knows that. And, very soon the whole world's going to see it verified through the court system.
Yeah. Show of hands if you think Andrew Tate is innocent. Him and Tristan Tate. Okay. Ladies? All right. Show of hands if you think that him and his brother are guilty.
Shocker. Any shocker to anyone?
What?
So we got one half a hand.
One half hand.
Okay.
Our feminists?
The jury rests, Romania. The jury rests. So this concept of traditional gender roles that Tate just pointed out. Give me your thoughts on what's happening in society these days. This is probably one of the main reasons you guys started this show. This is one of the things that I discuss on my show, where I got into a heated debate with, of all people, Chelsea Handler. Attacked me. I don't know if anyone saw that. Attacked me online from something that I said, where I said, I know a lot of women in their late 30s, early 40s now who were the hottest, baddest, dopest chicks in high school, in college, and now I see them out in the club and I'm like, baby, what are you still doing out in the club? Like, as a man, I can still be out here, okay? And they're like, I can't find a good man, and I'm at, do you want to have kids? Oh, I'm sad I can't find it. It's like, the game is completely different for men and women.
Yeah.
So,
Chelsea hit the wall.
There she is. Chelsea hit the wall a long time ago, that's for sure. Thanks. Is that Zerka in the house?
Yeah, that's Zerka in the house.
Who is this fucking guy? Okay.
I'm the star of the show. Twitter.com/Zerka official.
Yo. Keep going, though. Keep going. Yo. All right. Shout out to you, Zerka. Thoughts on traditional gender roles? Thoughts on the role of a man and the role of a woman, how things have changed, and do you think we'll ever get back to the 1950s traditional gender role situation?
Yeah, so our grandparents and their forefathers definitely believed in traditional relationships, and for the most part it worked because the man would go to work, the woman would stay home with the kids and foster them. However, nowadays, women want to become men and men are becoming women because most men are not leaders anymore. So what's happening is most guys nowadays are not going to work, they're not really becoming men of value, and the women are stepping up, going to college, doing a lot more. So the roles have been reversed. Now, you say going back to how it used to be, I doubt, because women have fought so hard to become independent and feminism has taken over. So for the most part, I would say women are not going backwards, they're going to go forward. And as a result, men are becoming less manly.
They're forced to adapt.
So it's sad, but it's reality.
Yeah, I mean, I think for a man, his duty is to provide and protect for his woman, and there's nothing wrong with treating the right girl well, and giving her a certain lifestyle if she's your woman. The thing is that you just have to be very selective on which girl gets these benefits, and once she stops doing what she's supposed to do, you need to be able to cut that off immediately. I think the biggest difference between a simp and a guy that has his shit together a guy that understands how the world really works is as soon as a woman doesn't behave anymore, she does no longer derives the benefit from him. When you're not able to put your foot down, that's what makes you a simp. That's what differentiates it. So I think men should provide and protect, and I think for a woman, if she wants to work, it should be elective, not mandatory. But for a man, it's mandatory that you work. But since you have the authority, you also need to have that responsibility as well for her. But now, do I think things are going to change? No. And the reason why is because women fought really hard to get to this position. We've pretty much overcorrected. And let's be honest, if we were in the female's position, we wouldn't change either. They can basically double dip. And what I mean by this is they can do all the things that a man can do while simultaneously still being able to be treated like a lady and get the inherent benefits that chivalry provides them. So why would they go back? They're able to kind of get the best of both worlds from men. They can act like a man when they want to, but then they can also act like a lady, keyword, when they want to.
So where does that lead them, though? Does that lead them down the Chelsea Handler path? They're 48, they're worth multi-millions, they're on TV, but they sit at home, pop pills, drink alcohol, and masturbate all day.
Well,
they got a whole dildo collection. It's like they're never going to be happy just being a 50-year-old single cat lady, don't you think?
What's happened, no, I agree. And the thing is this, women no longer need men, they only want men. And when you want something, you're not going to fight as hard to keep it as if you need it. Right? If you need to breathe, you need oxygen to live, you're going to do everything in your power, including pushing other people down to go ahead and get that oxygen. But when you only want it, well, I don't feel like it today, whatever. And I don't think guys understand that for your girl to totally submit to you, etc., she has to need you. But at the same time, you need to be in that position where you give her what she needs. Yeah. So that's typically how relationships have worked. That's how they've lasted. And that's what it is. But when women only want men, they're not going to do everything required to keep the man, which is why so many girls are able to get sex, but they're not able to retain a man because they only want him.
And that is why you got to become the full package. So she wants to actually be with you long term.
Yeah, totally agree. I co-sign on the full package thing. What I say is, it's almost like a triangle. On one side, you have everything that's associated with wealth, your network, your business, your money, everything that comes with that. Then you have the looks side of things, right? How you look, your muscles, how you carry yourself, what you dress, how you smell, like everything associated with that. And the third one is your game, your personality, your brains, your humor, everything that's associated with that. And if you can do all that, and you're for the top 10% of any of those three things, you can get a woman. If you're really, really good looking, but you're broke, but you have no game, you could still do some damage, all right? Absolutely. You've got a ton of money, right, but you got no game and you got no looks, you'll still do some damage, all right? You've got a ton of game and you're broke as shit, and your money ain't right, you can still do some damage. But if you're in the top 10% of 2 or even 3 of those things, the world's your oyster as a man. Yeah. Would you agree?
If you lack a critical component, you will pay for it later.
No doubt. Yeah. Like you see these like tech nerds or like crypto nerds that show up in Miami that have millions of dollars in Bitcoin, and I mean
they're getting zero attention. They might get later, whatever, but they're not getting genuine burning desire. They're not getting respect.
Episode of them coming to the clubs, popping bottles, getting girls, but like at what cost? And then when they lost their money, they're gone.
Yeah.
So it's like
let me get the girls' opinion on this, and please, if you would, don't give me a whole diatribe on like I want both. If you can only pick one, what would you pick? Would you rather be single and successful, or a happily married housewife? Let's start with you. Single and successful, happily married housewife. Georgia.
Yeah, I'm the one that always says a bit of both, so I don't think there's an absolute truth.
All right, next. Single and successful, or happily married housewife?
Happily married housewife.
Okay, and this is a porno star.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, she's married.
By the way, where can we see your work? It's on the internet? Okay. You?
A happily married housewife.
Happily married housewife.
Same thing.
Happily married housewife. Janelle?
Yeah, I'm obviously married and happy.
Okay.
Housewife.
Housewife.
Single and successful.
And how old are you again?
23.
Janelle, at what point is that going to change? What age?
30.
30. Okay.
33.
23. I always
right
say.
around the time they start buying their own drinks.
Exactly. Okay. Gotcha.
Adam.
See, there's always an epiphany phase. Yeah.
The question is, who hurt you?
Oh, no one.
Okay. Single and successful, happily married housewife.
I've been single and successful right now, happily married housewife.
What's your current relationship status?
Single.
Single. How old are you again?
37.
Okay. And what's your game plan to get you to get married?
I've had my success on my own. I wanted that. So I fully believe that women, like everything's distorted right now, but we need to recalibrate masculine and feminine. I used to run things at an office. I'm tired. I'm tired of doing that, right? I think women are expected to be up in the, they're running companies, they're in the house running their families. That's exhausting. We're not supposed to be doing that. I'm all for empowering women in a career if they choose that, and I support that, but you cannot have both and not be exhausted.
Give me your name again.
Sarah.
Sarah, here's why I fully agree with you. Because we're kind of around the same age. I know a lot of girls your age, late 30s, early 40s, who've made their money, and they're wondering, what the fuck happened to me?
Yeah.
Okay? So walk me through the mindset, and like, what would you tell this girl right here next to you? Say hi to Maria. By the way, something I know about Maria is one time I asked her, we were at model volleyball, and I was like, rate yourself 1 through 10 on the crazy scale. She goes, 11. Okay, I was like, okay, got it. I know Maria now. What's your advice to this girl so she doesn't end up, no offense, like you, 37, single, successful, but wants to be married?
Look, if I wanted to be married 10 years ago, I could have been.
No doubt.
It's not that I didn't want that. Saying I chose the path I chose for my own specific reason. I think everyone chooses their path. But for you, I think you should pursue what makes you happy until you feel fulfilled enough to be a partner to someone. Because if you don't and you become someone's partner too soon, you're going to regret not ever doing something.
Yeah.
Some people hit that point at 22. Some people hit it at 35. And that's not for anyone to determine what's right or wrong. It's like you with 3 girlfriends. Good for you and them. They chose that.
I have a question for you real quick.
Yeah.
If you could